Alright guys, we're back in CodeFights intro doing MatrixElementsSum. So what are we trying to do here? This is a interesting one. I hate when they try and give you these nonsense explanations, but this is one of the ones where essentially we are in a hotel and there's different floors of the building, and once a certain room number is haunted, all the floors below it are now haunted as well. What does that mean? Well, we're trying to add all the values that are accurate. In this case, you'll see that once we hit a 0, all values below it in the same index spot is now a quote-unquote haunted value. And so that means that we no longer add that value. So this 2 no longer counts, and of course 0 no longer counts as well. However, the 1 here counts, the 1 there counts, the 2 counts. So this doesn't count, and then the 5 counts, and then we hit a 0 and 0 and it knocks out the rest of that. So we have to add all those values together. Excuse me. Allergies, man. Alright, so how do we go about doing that? Well, the way that I did it was I created a band index array, and then I did a double for loop within there that checked to see if that value was a 0 in that spot. If it was, I added it to the band index, and then of course I just added to the price total. We're calculating the total values of the room. So let's go ahead and get started with that example. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So again, we have what I call price total. Price total is here to keep track, and we initialize that at 0, of the price of the rooms. We then have our band total, or band index, excuse me, which is an array of the indexes that we hit a 0 on. We then band that index so that for future values of let's say the 1 index on a lower floor, or the next whole array, we no longer count that index value. That's why we have this. Let's start by iterating through the length of our matrix that's getting passed in. And you know what? We should start using let. Let is ES6, so we're going to begin using let here in future videos. These are good examples of let. So we'll, while I is less than the matrix input dot length, I plus plus. And then we have, so that is for the row, and now we need a for loop for the column. So we have for, here we'll say let j equal to 0, while j is less than the matrix dot, excuse me, matrix, the current row we're iterating through, dot length, j plus plus. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to have an if statement here to see if the value is 0, because remember that's what constitutes a haunted floor. So we'll do a simple if the value that we're iterating on, matrix I of j, so if the current row and column is exactly equal to 0, what we need to go ahead and do is add it to the band index, push that value. Now we're going to push that index, and we can do a simple else if here. So that's how we're adding the value to the band index. The next step is to check to see if the current index we're on is part of our band index array. We can do that with the index of function. So using index of, index of j is equal to -1, meaning it doesn't exist in the array. We can take our price total plus equals, add to the current value, the value that is in the current matrix. Excuse me, the current row column combination. So 5, for instance, or 1. And then at the end, we want to go ahead and return price total. Let's run our test. Assuming I didn't have any spelling mistakes, that should be good. Again, the logic here is create a total to store the price in, create an array to store the band indexes in, iterate through the rows and the columns. If the value is not equal to or equal to 0, we need to add it to the band index array. Using that array, we check the current value we're iterating on to say, hey, is this equal to, does this exist in our band index array? If it doesn't, go ahead and add that value to it. That's the logic there. But as always, guys, I always look forward to you posting solutions in here. This is just one way to solve it. I'm sure there's many ways and many better ways at that for a lot of these algorithms I'm posting. I got one posted today that was a great example of how I could have bettered my palindrome solution. I typically brute force my ways, but I encourage you all to share your solutions in the comments so that not only can I learn, but other people can learn as well. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to join our Facebook page, Code Tech and Caffeine. The link is in the description. And if you want to support me at patreon.com/codingtutorials360, you can. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Special thanks to our sponsors, Dev Mountain. If you're looking for a coding bootcamp where tuition and housing is included, definitely check them out. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.